hear me. Right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the first of three events this afternoon. The first one is the extraordinary general meeting of AHUK to consider some changes to our Mem and Arts to allow us to move forward with the registering of AHUK as a charity. First, are there any apologies that anybody has to record for this meeting? No? Thank you very much. So I will move straight on. I hope you've all seen the three alterations we want to make to the Mem and Arts. And the first two are on the screen there, the first three rather, highlighted, to insert objects into our Mem and Arts. Our current Mem and Arts do not, although they are written as if we are a charity, they do not list any charitable objects, and so our need at this stage is to make sure that we actually have some approved charitable objects. These have been worked through with a very prominent and very generous charity lawyer who has given me advice on how these should be worded, and we believe that these three objects would give us enough scope. They are written as deliberately vaguely as possible to allow us to do as much as we hope to be able to do as a charity. So at this stage, 4.1 would be to promote the public knowledge and understanding of and advance education in aviation heritage in the UK. Clause 4.2 would be to promote and support the preservation, conservation and restoration of aviation heritage and associated materials for the public benefit. And 4.3 would be to support museums, organisations and collections engaged for the public benefit in the preservation, conservation and restoration of all manner of aircraft and their systems, aviation buildings and sites, archives and records pertaining to heritage aviation. Does anybody have any questions about that? Any concerns they might have as to the ability of us to function if we have adopted those?
I have one question. I'm looking at your authorised line. I'm a bit puzzled by the converting bit. I thought the company would remain limited by guarantee company as well as being a registered charity. It would legally be a registered charity. Yes.
That
charity can still be a company. Yes, sorry.
Yes, when we converted from a limited liability company to a charity, we made sure to remain an LLC at the same time. So we registered at Company's House as well as with the charity.
Yeah. And the various organisations like Brooklands Museum I've been involved with. The Brooklands Museum is a limited company, but it is also a registered charity. So, sorry, the word convert is probably the one that you're, yes, it's to add, if you like, yes, to allow us to register the company as a charity.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Are there any other questions or queries? So, are you happy if I take those three clauses as one to be inserted into the Mem and Arts? Does anybody object to us dealing them with as a single vote? No, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Therefore, can I ask for a proposer for that to be done? And please, can you make sure that you tell the Secretary loudly your name and affiliation? So, Mike Eastman is proposing. Thank you. And the seconder is Ross Sharp. People's Mosquito. Right. All those in favour of making that change? All those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you very much. I now move on to insert in powers Article 5. This is one our lawyer was pretty sure we could probably do most of these things under what we've already got, but to make it absolutely clear, that one of our big roles at the moment is making representations on things like planning permissions and opposing the demolition of heritage aviation sites. We wanted to make very, very sure that we are not precluded in our role as an educational charity working for the public benefit, that we were not precluded from making that sort of representation. It's not in our charitable objects, but it's in the powers that we have under our constitution. It's a subtle legal difference, but it's a really important one to be able to carry on with this this campaigning and representation role, which is being able to work out there on your behalf and on behalf of the aviation heritage sector as a whole, to make sure that the voice of the sector as a whole is being heard in these matters. So are there any questions about this insertion of this new clause in our powers? One question, yes.
If I'm here, is aviation heritage also covered for the loss of artefacts as well? You know, might we discuss it whilst we're going the loss of memory? Is that a separate article?
No, I think it's all part of being able to make representations. You know, we don't have the power to buy heritage assets at risk, but we would have the power to make representations and try, as members of the exec did, to actually make sure that somebody was found, and fortunately Solway found themselves and said, yes, we will take that on. But that is exactly what we're talking about, being able to make these representations, because we had, for instance, we had talked to the previous purchaser of the Beverley to try and make sure that it was going to be properly saved, and in the end his plans came to naught, but we'd been involved at that stage, and then we were involved in the latest stage of getting...
It was just my query on legislation.
Yeah. There are other powers already in there. This one was aimed specifically at making sure that we have the power to intervene in planning matters. Right. Any other questions? Fantastic. In that case, can I have a proposer for the insertion of the new clause 5? Alan Churchyard. Thank you very much. And seconder, Peter Davison.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. All those in favour? All those against? Carried unanimously. Thank you very much. I hereby declare the extraordinary general meeting of AH UK closed.